Hello, I'm Lenny Rogers with the Alexander County Cooperative Extension Service, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about what our agency does involved with the Alexander County Fair. And one of the reasons the fair wants to be considered an agriculture fair is because if they have an agriculture component, and that's a certain number of horticulture entries and livestock, they do get to forego paying a lot of the state taxes. So it is a big encouragement for the counties to be considered an agriculture fair. So what we normally do, what the Extension Office does, is on Sunday afternoon before the fair and on Mondays, our secretaries come out here and they take entries for the fair. During that time we also have some Master Gardener volunteers, some 4-H volunteers, and the agents in the office. We come help take entries and register the different items, and you're going to get to see many of those here in a few minutes for the fair. Then Tuesday morning, we get out-of-county judges to come and judge the entries for the fair, and then ribbons are awarded, and the contestants also do get cash prizes at the end of the week for first, second, and third places in the fair. So to start with, let's look over here. We have horticulture entries. We have a lot of things like fruits, vegetables. And we have a lot of different things like beans, okra, a lot of different nuts, fruits, sunflowers. We have both an adult section and we also have a youth section. So most of the things that are in the exhibit hall have both an adult component and a youth component. We also have heaviest pumpkin, heaviest gourds, oddest looking vegetables. Especially in the youth section, they had a lot of pumpkins and some odd looking vegetables. And then other things are placed first, second, and third. As far as the trays of apples or the plates of apples, peppers, persimmons, even some field crop entries such as hay, some silage. And then we also have a few cut flowers. The cut flowers are a little low this year, but that's what we have.
Hi, I'm Allison Brown. I'm the Livestock and Row Crops agent here in Alexander County for Alexander County Cooperative Extension Service. And today I'm standing here in front of the youth entries for the crafts and the photo and artwork contest that the Alexander County children enter every year in the fair. Suzanne Reinhart is our 4-H agent. She could not be here today. She's the one that helps to take in these entries as well and organizes them, and we get judges, out-of-county judges, to come and judge the artwork each year. So a lot of them are 4-H kids, not necessarily 4-H kids. They don't have to be a member of 4-H to enter crafts into the fair. You'll see photo entries, you'll see artwork, crafts that they've made maybe at Bible school or at different 4-H meetings they've attended. There's a lot of ways that that they can enter their crafts and artwork. So these are just a few of the things that the youth will enter here that can display some of the things they've done throughout the year in their 4-H work or non-4-H work. Margot Mosley is our Family and Consumer Science agent, and she's in charge of taking in our canned goods each year. These canned goods are foods processed by Alexander County residents who have entered their goods that they processed within the last year. They're judged based on color, clarity, processing correctly. The jellies can be opened and tasted. It all needs to be processed within the last year, and then they can enter them into the fair on the Sunday and Monday before the fair. This gives the adults and the youth alike a chance to do a little competition among neighbors to see who has the best produce and who's done the best job canning. So, just like on Mayberry, Aunt Bee used to get really excited about entering her canned goods into the fair. So a lot of folks still get really excited about it, and we've had a fairly good turnout this year, and as you can see, we have a lot of blue ribbons up here. So she's the one Margot is in charge of taking those in, and we always look forward to that each year. And we also have clothing, quilts, and Afghans made each year, and clothing that the kids and adults enter. We had several quilts entered this year. They are judged based on the stitches and the look of the clothing and the quilt. We have several ladies that enter those each year, and youth who have a big clothing We have a sewing club, a 4-H sewing club, so there's a lot of youth that enter a lot of clothes that they've made each year. So we always look forward to seeing those each year. Now we're down here in the barn with the livestock. I want to tell you a little bit about this. This year we're very glad to have animals on display this year. We have a heifer, a sow with 10 baby pigs. We have 2 goats and 2 sheep here. One thing, when you go to bigger fairs, you always see a lot of animals on display, and so we wanted to make sure that the residents of Alexander County would have a chance to see some different animals. And I know now in these days it's not every day you get to see a mama pig and 10 baby pigs, so I wanted to make sure that we had some of that here at our fair. It's a lot of work, but I've had lots of compliments and lots of folks come by and say how much they've enjoyed seeing the animals. So we have Red Rock Farms provided the heifer, Marlo Mitchell provided the sow with the baby pigs, Red Rock Farms also provided the goats, and Michaela and Marissa Brown provided the sheep. Some of them are show animals. The beef heifer, she'll be shown Friday night here at the Beef and Dairy Show, so she'll be exhibited that night. The goats have already been exhibited on Tuesday night in the fair. So these are some of the kids' animals that they can show, and they take to different fairs throughout North Carolina and show at their fairs as well as here at Alexander County. A lot of the kids do come from the Alexander County 4-H Livestock Club, but not all of them. We've also opened up the fair this year to other counties to participate showing livestock. We've had a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun at the shows. The kids work really hard preparing their animals. They have to be washed, clipped, sheared, and just spiffed right up to be, exhibited here and clean. And the kids have to work really hard because it's a lot of effort to lead a beef cow around and get it to act right. So they do work hard, and we're real proud of them, and we're really appreciative of the Lions Club in Alexander County for supporting our youth and our livestock program that we have. It's very important, I think, that not just the kids that exhibit, but all kids that come to the fair get a chance to see the animals and understand where our food comes from and how important it is. And there's a lot of hard work that goes in behind raising these animals, and it teaches the kids a lot of responsibility and knowing that there's somebody out there that counts on them beyond just themselves. So they have to feed and water and take care of them. So it's a good time. We all have a great time when we come to the show, but it is a lot of work too. I really do want to thank everyone for coming out to the fair and encourage folks to support agriculture and support the Alexander County Fair. They work very hard to provide a good fair, and I think every year it gets better, and they do a good job. And so it's very important to support local activities and folks within your county, because that's what it's all about, is family and community and having a good time at the county fair.
Okay, and here we're kind of trying to wrap a few things up, and I'd just like to mention a few things that we haven't talked about. I think you may have seen some pictures of some of the booths that are in there, and they have several booth competitions. The Lions Club does provide financial prizes for that, and they have the school booths, but they also have the 4-H Club versus the Scouts versus the ACHS vocational booths, and they did quite a fine job with those. And I do want to mention also the Extension Service supports a pound cake contest and a cookie contest they have here on Saturday afternoon, evening, and that's always a big success for people that like to bake in the kitchen and bring it out. That's always part of the fair, and the fair's always been a part of the heritage of Alexander County. It's always been a big part for people to come out in the fall and just see the produce, the harvest from the gardens, from the fields, and what's been put up in the canned goods. And we just encourage everybody in the future to come out and continue to support the fair. And for next year, you may have something left over in that garden, or for some of the farmers, some things, bring some silage, some hay in, some things, some corn stalks, and let's keep the fair alive. And we just really want to thank the Lions Club for continued support of keeping the Alexander County Agriculture Fair reality for these many years.